Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to some yard sale simulator. This is Rock, and I hope that y'all are going to enjoy the stream today, and I do appreciate you being here with me today. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button, that like button, that notification bell, and also don't forget to leave comments. Alright, so today we are going to open our doors. We are not going to open the store right now. We do need to pay our bill here. So we're going to pay our rent. Alright. So today we're going to be acquiring things. And we're going to try our best to not spend money. So we will do the auction. That we will buy stuff at the auction, but we're going to try to get as much free stuff as we can today. I need to go over here and buy some lock picks. Hello, Lordfish. Alright, let's get some lock picks here. Yes, confirm please. Alright. But yes, we're going to acquire things today. We're not going to open up the store. So I want to fill it up. I want to get a lot of stuff. So we're going for free stuff today. We will go to the auction when it comes time for that. But I want to fill up the store. Alright. Alright, let's park the van here. Let's go down this way. Let's get our metal detector out. Doesn't look like there's anything else around. Alright, let's do a little fishing. Hello, Queen, again. Thank y'all for being here. Oh, no, dude, y'all do what you gotta do, man. Y'all are always in my streams when you can be. I appreciate it. And I know y'all like to support everybody, so it's not a problem. I mean, I just got started, so I'll be here till about 5:45-ish. Apparently we're done there. Let's head down this way. But no, you can't be for everybody, and I understand that. I do appreciate y'all at least hopping in. Hello, Ludi. Try it one more time. But yeah, like I said, today we're going to try to get our free stuff. We're not going to spend any money except for at the auction. We're just going to try to fill up the store as much as possible. Alright, I think we've gotten that one the best we could. Alright, let's head down this way. See anything except for down there. We're going to go do the cabins real quick. Table, got a pan, got a book, and a flute. We're full. There. Alright, just a card. Alright, but Mayhem, thank you for being here. Thank y'all for hitting the buttons. I know y'all always do, so. Alright. Rifle. That's a good one. Shelf. Keyboard. Alright. Really? Alright. Another table. Penguin bucket. We're almost full again, but I think we can do one more. Alright. Chair. Nice, 2 keyboards. Pretty good day. That one's full. So. Alright, so we are basically full. We have 3 spots left. Let's go over this way. up. And we'll go back to our store, get our people working on this, then we'll come back and do some more fishing and looting. So let's head back. Tell us about the days of your ex-boyhood. Okay, well, when I was really young, I started playing the trumpet and piano when I was 4 years old. I went to school for free in college because of my trumpet skills, so I did do that quite a bit. Music has always been a big part of my life, but I grew up in a pastor's home, so we moved around a decent bit. Back in the early, I guess 80s, 80s and early 90s. Pastors didn't get to stick around churches very long. People back then thought if you stayed too long that it was going to be ineffective. I understand people wanting to change, but so we moved around a good bit. I went to 7 different schools throughout my childhood, but I was very active. I played in the band. I also played sports, played basketball, baseball, and I also refereed. Once I became a teenager, I refereed sports as well, basketball, soccer, and baseball. I've always been a gamer. I got an Atari when I was 6, so that was a big part of my childhood as well. Not really anything exciting. Now, when I got out of my parents' house, I kind of went crazy for a little bit, doing the I'm a rebellious young adult thing. So there was that, but that also led me to meeting my wife of 27 years this year. I regret some of the things that I did in my early 20s, but for the most part, my life was pretty uneventful. But yeah, I've always enjoyed sports and fishing and any kind of thing that had to do with music. It didn't matter what it was, I enjoyed it. Alright, that's full. And I did start writing music when I was a child. I think I wrote my first song when I was 11. So, and I've written over 250 songs throughout the years. Alright, we're just going to have to put these back in here. And we'll go back and do some more fishing. I think the most memorable time in my childhood, early teen years, was our band in Memphis, our high school band. We were very good. We marched in 39 we marched in 39 competitions in 3 years, my freshman through junior year, and we only lost one, and the one we lost to a band that had won the same competition. It was my 10th grade year. They had won the same competition 11 years in a row, and the next year we went there and beat them. So that I enjoyed competitive marching band. Like I said, we were really good. I did get full scholarships because of it. We did a lot of cool competitions. We traveled the country, and we also marched in the Walt Disney World Easter Parade every year, so that was kind of cool. But then we moved from Memphis, Tennessee to Mississippi my senior year of high school, so I ended up moving to Yazoo City, Mississippi, which is a very small town north of Jackson, Mississippi. And so I was used to being able to go anywhere in Memphis within 10 or 15 minutes from my house and do whatever I wanted. And in Yazoo City, you had to drive 45 miles just to go see a movie. So it was different my senior year. But I also taught from my senior year through my second year of college. I also taught music in a Christian academy, a very small Christian academy. Gonna let me cast my thing here. There we go. So I enjoyed that teaching. It was a Christian academy that a pastor and his doctor wife started for troubled kids, and I enjoyed that immensely. Of course, that was my young adult life, I guess you could say, but and of course, from the time I was 24 until I was 45, I was a minister, music minister. I started my ministry life the year I got married. Well, not the year I got married, but the year after. We got married in December. I started my first job as a music minister in January of the next year. So basically about 2 weeks after we got married, because we got married on December 19th. And did that up until I was 45 years old. I also worked, I was a part-time minister. I didn't ever have a full-time ministry position. I was always in smaller churches, which I enjoyed smaller churches because you get to know the people better. But I worked for Walmart for a long time. I worked in other retail like Dollar General. I managed for them. I also managed for Burger King for about 2.5 years, and I also managed gas stations for 7 years. And then I also cooked for Chick-fil-A for 5 years. So I've done a lot of different jobs, but a lot of them were in retail. But I guess the most memorable story from my childhood, and I'll try not to get choked up when I'm talking about it, but when I was 7 years old, me and my dad and my grandfather, my mom's father, we were fishing in a pond, not a very big pond, maybe a quarter of an acre. It wasn't very big, but it was a catfish pond, and we were fishing. And I loved going fishing with my granddad and my dad because I could just the stories they had to tell. It was amazing. But I would go fishing with them, and anyway we were fishing off the bank, and I was just sitting there listening to my dad and my granddad talk. I was like 7, probably, maybe 6, but and I was just sitting there listening to them talk about everything that grown men talk about. And all of a sudden, I got a bite on my fishing pole, and I started to reel in. And about 10 seconds after I started reeling in, I found myself being pulled into the water. And my grandfather and my dad were trying to catch me, and this fish was pulling me all over the lake, our pond, pulling me everywhere. And my dad finally caught up to me and grabbed my foot, and my grandfather grabbed my dad, and they pulled me back to the bank. I still had never let go of my fishing pole. That would have been the smart thing to do, because I was getting drug underwater. It was hilarious. I wish there were video cameras back then that could have caught all that, because that would have been probably a prize-winning America's Funniest Home Videos, because I was probably tugged around that pond for a good 10 minutes. I would not let go of my fishing pole. I had just gotten it. It was brand new. I wasn't going to let go of it. And my dad's like, "Let go of the pole, son." And I'm like, "No, I don't want to lose it." He's like, "Don't worry about the fish." I said, "I don't care about the fish. I don't want to lose my fishing pole, And so, anyway, they finally dragged me, rod and reel and everything, back to the bank and just kept pulling me up. because I wouldn't let go of the pole. I didn't want to lose the fish or my pole. And they pulled me up, and I caught a 32-pound catfish on a Zebco 202 fishing reel. It was hilarious. And I really wish it makes me laugh, but it also makes me sad because both my grandfather and my dad are gone. And that was the two things I enjoyed most in my childhood, especially, were spending time with my dad and my granddad. It was just, they were both amazing people. And but yeah, getting drug across the lake because I wouldn't let go of my dad for years. My dad would give me trouble about that. Like, all you had to do was let go, son. All you had to do was let go. But I wouldn't do it. So it was funny. I mean, you can imagine a 7-year-old kid getting dragged around a pond because he wouldn't let go of his brand new fishing pole. That was me. That's probably the most funny story from my childhood. That's not a mom telling embarrassing story, which I'm not going to share any of those because they are pretty embarrassing. But yeah, as far as the most fond memory I have was that, being drug around the pond by a 30-pound catfish. It was a great day. But yeah, that was a big day for us. I didn't want to fish anymore after that, though. That day, I was wore out. I was ready to go home. It was a day for sure. All right, let's try one more. But yeah. Oh, I did have lots of fun. Like that. I'm sitting here trying to catch up on chat. Let me pause real quick. Got to be out of the thing to do that. Yeah. But I had a lot of fun. Yeah, a lot of parents dumped their kids off at church because they wanted a break. It was a very lucky pole. I still have that fishing pole. Still have it. I wasn't going to let go of it after that day. My mom swore up and down I slept with that fishing pole. Because it was always near me. But yeah, I still have it. Still have that rod and reel. It doesn't work anymore, but I still have it. But yeah, that was a fun day. Another funny story, I guess I was probably 11 or 12. We used to go with the church. We used to take a group every year to the Spring River in Arkansas to go canoeing. And so me and my dad had been down that river like 5 or 6 times, and we were pretty good at it. We knew where all the bad breaks were and things like that, so we didn't really ever tip over. And we were going down this, one time we were just sitting there canoeing down the river, and I had my back turned to the front of the canoe because I liked talking to my dad, and I would only turn around when I needed to. And we were going, and my dad just casually pulls up. There's this little island in the middle of the river, and my dad just casually pulls up there, and I thought we were going to take a break, but it was just my dad being my dad. He was a hoot. And so he pulls me up under this tree, and I'm fixing to get out of the canoe thinking, we're going to take a snack break or something, get a drink and just kind of chill out for a little bit. And he pulls me up under this tree with a snake dangling from it. I'm like I said, probably 11 or 12, maybe 13 at the most. And I didn't think to look at the snake. I just saw snake hanging from a tree right over my head and panicked. The snake was dead. It was blue. I didn't see the blue tinge to the snake. But I literally capsized the canoe trying to get away from that snake. Everything in our canoe, and we were with a church group of people, and everything in the canoe. We had all the food, all the drinks, and everything for everybody. So I turned over the canoe because it scared me. I was just wasn't prepared for that, and my dad picked on me about that for years too. That I was so scared of it. Now I'm not scared of anything. That cured my fear of everything. Like I can pick up a snake now; it doesn't even bother me. I will pick up a scorpion and play with it. Like I don't have any fears because of that. That was the only time I ever got scared of anything like that. He cured my fear of everything in the world by doing that. Because I was not going to be made fun of anymore. So, because all the kids in the youth group, they were giving me a hard time because it was a dead snake. But I didn't see it until I just turned around and it was in my face.
Oh, put it on the chair. Yeah, go there. Oh, maple syrup, go corner copter.
Dun, dun.
Oh, put it on the chair.
Yeah, it was funny though.
Yeah, go there. Oh, maple syrup, go corner copter.
It was funny.
Chair.
Looking back on it, I'm sure it was hilarious to everybody because I was just in a panic.
Oh, maple syrup, go corner copter. Oh, put it on the chair. Yeah, go there. Oh, maple syrup, go corner copter. Oh, put it on the chair.
That's pretty funny there.
Go there. Oh, maple syrup, go corner copter. Oh, put it on the chair.
Alright, so just one today. That's alright. We've gotten plenty of stuff. We're gonna... Just don't forget anything. We'll go drop this stuff off, empty out their boxes, and then we may try to go to the junkyard and grab a little bit more before the day is over. But yeah, I mean, it was little stuff like that just me and my dad always had a good time at everything we did. And me and my dad were planning, before my dad got cancer and got sick and couldn't go anywhere, we were planning on doing a diners, drive-ins, and dives trip. But he got sick and couldn't travel anymore. And so, I think I talked about this in one of the streams. And me and my son-in-law are going to do that now in a couple of years when the girls get old enough to where most of the girls are in school. Because I have a 3-year-old granddaughter and a 1-year-old granddaughter, and he wants to wait until at least the 3-year-old is in school, so my daughter don't have to deal with 2 crying children at home. But yeah, that's going to be a fun thing that we do together, and kind of memory of my dad, and because we were actively planning that trip whenever we found out he was sick, and so we're going to do that. We're going to go on that diners, drive-ins, and dives trip, and we are going to order extra food. Because my dad's not there, we're going to order extra food to take with us to eat at like the motel room we stay in every night. Something my dad would have ordered. So that'll be a good time. It'll be an emotional time as well, but it'll be great. But yeah, me and my dad did a lot together. He was my best friend, and so I miss him a lot. He's only been gone about 1 year and 3 months. So, but yeah, most of my good memories are of me and my dad doing something, or my grandfather. Let's see, that basic frame. Come on. My fingers aren't working. Yeah, we always were doing it. And my dad he was a card. He always played pranks on people, and he was just a funny guy. And another another fond memory I have of my childhood, and it's hilarious story. My mom knows nothing about sports at all, but because I played basketball, she would come to the games. Didn't know anything about basketball, but she knew when I shot it and it went in the goal that it was a good thing. Well, the very first 3-pointer I ever made um, in a game, my mom jumped up and said, "Good touchdown, son!" And oh, the grief that I got because of that from my teammates was hilarious. And of course, my mom didn't know any better. She didn't know she had said anything wrong. And my friends, like for years, my friends were like, "Hey, man, you want to go score some touchdowns?" And so that was fun. She hadn't made that mistake again, though. She doesn't go to sports events anymore. She did go to one of my granddaughter's softball games, but she didn't say anything. She just sat there and cheered whenever my granddaughter did something. It was funny. But yeah, my friends that I played basketball with for years, I'm talking about all the way up into high school. They were like, "Hey, man, you want to go score some touchdowns?" uh, yeah, the funny things that happen and the things you remember too. Like, I hadn't thought about that in years, but since you brought up my childhood, I'm just all these things are just going through my head now. All right. But yeah, I had a ball always. I was one of those, especially when I was younger. I could entertain myself pretty well. Like I didn't need anything to make me happy. Um, I could always find something to entertain myself with, and my mom was grateful for that because I didn't beg for toys or anything like that. But I also started working when I was 12, so I pretty much bought what I wanted from that point on. Um, I had a lawn mowing business from when I was 12 till I was 16, and in Memphis you can make a killing cutting grass. I put enough money in the bank to buy my first house um, before I was 16. Like I paid for my very first house with cash. Of course, all that money is gone now. Being married and having grandkids, all that money is pretty much gone. Because I don't keep money. Like money doesn't mean anything to me. But yeah, I did do a lot of grass cutting when I was a kid, and I think one summer I put $37,000 in the bank. Um, but yeah, I was always busy doing something, and I always had fun no matter what. Like I never let things bother me. I was gonna have fun no matter what I was doing. Even at work, like I would find ways to make work fun. get everything out of here? Yep. Alright, so pretty much killed this day. Alright, let's put a few more things out. Yeah, I agree with you. Um, but yep, it like again, I miss my dad, but like we had such a good life together, and seeing him go through cancer was horrible. Because my dad was always like my rock, and it just ate him alive. He was so weak at the end. So, I mean, even though I miss him, I wouldn't have wanted him to live just for my sake, because he was not having a good. The last year of his life, especially, he was pretty sick. Everything was a struggle, and I didn't like seeing him go through that. As much as I miss him, I'm glad he's not suffering anymore. Um, and that's part of life. It sucks when your loved ones get sick, but we have to move on, and that's what he would have wanted. He would have wanted me to keep living my life, and so I have. Alright, so we got a lot of big stuff today. Nope, okay, we'll just set it on top of the rug. So, what is the most expensive item in the game? Like, how much is it worth? Because I've seen a couple of the swords that were worth 5,000, and I think that's the highest I've seen. And I still haven't gotten any of the new, like, amp stuff. I haven't seen them yet. Like, I have such bad luck getting the new items. I've gotten some of the cheap versions of stuff, but as far as the good ones, I haven't gotten yet. Alright, let's go see what else is in here. Yeah, that's actually the kind of cancer. My dad had liver and pancreatic cancer. For somebody that never drank, never did anything, his liver looked like he was the picture I saw of it looked okay. About 12K. I haven't gotten that one yet. Oh, no. I I'm just grateful that I had the time that I did have with my dad. And the last words my dad said when he could barely speak, the last words my dad ever uttered before he died was, "I love you, son." So, like, I can't wish for any more than that. Uh, that that meant the world to me. As my face is getting wet here, him being able to muster up enough strength to say that, because he couldn't talk for the last probably week of his life, and minutes before he passed away, he said that. So that meant a lot to me. Um, because he could have, and I would have expected him to say those words to my mom and my sister, but it was to me. So, which I mean, he did. He loved my mom and my sister just as much. But we were, like I said, we were best friends. So that was a blessing I had from him passing away. Was the last words he told me. I knew, which I already knew how much he cared. You know, there was never any question. But the fact that he was able to say that before he passed on was really special to me. Alright, let's get this stuff out. We'll just throw the AC on there. We got another table here. I think we have enough stuff where we can open tomorrow. And we're still going to go acquire more things. But anyway, enough enough of that. So I keep talking about that. I'm going to have to take a break. Alright, let's go to sleep. Give me just a minute. Let me get some water. Alright. No, I'm not going anywhere. I had to just catch my breath there for a sec. Alright, let's go ahead and get old Bald Bill in here. Alright, Bill, we need your expertise. Make us some money. Alright, now we're going to hit up the trash cans around here first, and then we'll go do some yard sales today. But I think from now on, yard sales, I'm going to be buying stuff that's like $50 or more, just to try to start maximizing my money. I used to just buy everything, but I get so much cheap stuff from doing this and getting stuff from the auctions that I'm just going to start buying the more expensive things, because I got a lot of ground to make up if I'm ever going to get that $200,000 house and the $1 million house. So I'm still going to search through trash though, because it's one of my favorite parts of the game. Here. But I know how you feel, Ludi, because I cry when other people make fun of me for crying, so it doesn't matter. Like, I don't mind saying this because I'm confident in my masculinity, but I cry at chick flicks when I watch them with my wife. I cried in the movie Rudy, just because it was a happy movie. I have no problem admitting I cry. So I enjoy chick flicks. Like, I like all movies. Like, but I enjoy watching chick flicks, especially watching them with my wife. And the funny part about it is I'm the one that cries the most out of us. But I was also one of those people. It didn't matter where I saw my dad and where we were. It could be if we went to a pro football game separately and I met him at the football game, I was going to hug my dad in front of everybody. I didn't care. So I don't think it's shameful to do things like that. I mean, I feel like anybody who can't show their emotions has problems. So, but yeah, I am one of those who does the sympathy crying as well, because I just love people, and I don't like to see people hurt. Alright, so we got this one over here. We definitely want that. Don't want that. That. We will buy that. And I don't think I opened my store. We'll get that figured out here in a bit. She's not here today. Alright, let me catch up on chat here. I've cried at a few Disney movies as well. I have. Yeah, that I agree with you, Lord. It's shameful when you can't show your emotions like that. Oh yeah, I cried a lot of movies, especially happy movies. Yeah, well, I mean, my feeling is, if you can't cry for your loved ones, like what's the like I don't understand how people don't cry at funerals, because if it's somebody I love at a funeral, I'm gonna cry. I mean, I'll get choked up talking about it. So I don't understand how people can hold that back. It's hard for me not to cry at a funeral, especially if it's somebody that I really love. I mean, but I cry at funerals on people who are just friends, you know, like people I've met. I will cry. And I ain't ashamed of it. What you got? Anything good? We'll take the $67 thing, I guess.
Dirigible! Dirigible!
Yeah, it's true. Everybody does handle things differently. I do have a Discord. I think my invite thing on my channel is expired. I need to figure out how to get a permanent one. I'm still learning a lot about that stuff. Let me see. Hold on just a second here. Alright. There's a fresh invite code to my Discord. Let's go open our shop and then drop all this stuff off and let them be cleaning it up. Alright. Great. Damaged. I did not mean to hit that button. Let's go hit up some more yard sales.
Corn on the cob. Corn on the cob.
I do have lots of recipes. I'll have to start posting some of them in Discord. And you can need a chicken. I made the chicken recipe. Mostly the big change was learning water in with it and Italian seasoning. Oh yeah, I do lots of different stuff. I've been married for 27 years and I can count on one hand how many meals my wife has cooked. And those were all when I was sick.
Corn on the cob. Corn on the cob. Corn on the cob.
Alright, still got a little bit of time. Go over to a couple of the vendors at the market over here. I don't really know who's the good ones over here. I don't come to the market very often. Well, I know that's good. I got to get the fish VCR. Yeah, I guess I will make a recipe of the day or of the week channel. I ain't gonna be able to do it every day. Didn't mean to do that. I don't know where it's saved either. Keep hitting wrong buttons. Yep, all that was wasted. Oh boy. Well, yep. Okay, well, we're doing that day over. Alright. Yeah, I'll do a recipe of the day or a recipe of the week. I've got a lot of recipes to share, but I don't have time to do it every day. But I'll start doing that. I'll put one up. I'll try to put one up tomorrow. I'll have to think about which one I want to put up. But I'll do a recipe channel in my Discord. Alright, let me do something real quick while we're waiting on time here. Yeah, I just forgot to. I hit the wrong button. Yeah, I've been cooking a long time. just go this way first this time.
Corn cob. Corn cob. Corn cob.
Alright.
Woohoo! Oh, dirigible!
Alright.
Dirigible!
Alright, let's move on down the road. Hello, RPG. Rick? I'm just gonna call you Rick. Head down here. But yep, I will definitely the recipe thing. That'll be fun to do. I have a lot of recipes to share. I'm sitting here thinking about recipes I want to put on there. Let's go get them to clean up this stuff, and then we will go to the auction. All kinds or just specific ones? I'll do all kinds of recipes on there. Um, I will do quite a few different ones. I'll share some of my favorites that I've come up with myself first, and then I'll share some of my recipes that are my take on other recipes. I do have quite a few. When we first got married in 1998, we lived in an apartment for 2 years, but the first house we lived in, when we moved in, it didn't have a stove. And I learned how to cook just about everything in an electric skillet. Casseroles, all kind of stuff. And then when we did get a stove, my wife was like, she grew up in a house where they had like the same meals every week. And she asked me how many different things I could cook. And I told her I wasn't sure because I really wasn't. And so I started cooking. She got a notebook and she wrote down what we had every night for 187 days before I cooked the same thing again. Now, I don't remember what those 187 things were, but yeah, I do know how to make a lot. But I have a lot of different things I can do. When I was in college, before I met my wife, my house was where everybody came to eat. And my roommate was a pretty good cook too. And so people would come over and they knew that they would be able to eat dinner at my house and it would be better than the stuff they served in the cafeteria. We cooked almost every day. And if we didn't cook, we always had leftovers, so... Alright. Alright, yeah, we're pretty full, so... You know what, we will... For now... We won't sell this one. We'll use it to put some stuff on. And we will go ahead and open up the store and let Bill sell some stuff while we're going to get more. But I will also, in the channel, I will make it to where people can post in there, and if you have something you want me to give a recipe for, I will do that as well. So like if you have something you want or want to learn how to make, If I don't know how to make it, I will figure out a way to get you a recipe for it. So, but there aren't very many things I don't know how to make.
Oh, put it on the chair. What want to chat? Yeah. Yeah, we're just gonna go there. Oh, maple syrup. We're gonna go corner cup. Corner cup. Oh, put it on the chair. What want to chat? Yeah. Yeah, we're just gonna go there. Oh, maple syrup. We're gonna go corner cup. Corner cup. Oh, put it on the chair. What want to chat? Yeah. Yeah, we're just gonna go there. Oh, maple syrup. We're gonna go corner cup. Corner cup. Oh, put it on the chair. What want to chat? Yeah. Yeah, we're just gonna go there. Oh, maple syrup. We're gonna go corner cup. Corner cup.
You need some more crock pot ones? I do a lot of those.
What want to chat? Yeah. Yeah, we're just gonna go there. Oh, maple syrup. We're gonna go corner cup. Corner cup.
I can do. Now, I do want to warn.
Yeah, we're just gonna go there.
I like spicy food, so I will make it dumbed down where it's not so spicy.
Oh, put it on the
Yeah, I do like telling stories. So, but you know, just for now, I'll share a recipe that I shared before. I call it chicken crock pot pie, and this is done in a crock pot. So what you do, breaded chicken strips, anywhere from 6 to 8 breaded chicken strips, you put them in the crock pot. You put 2 cups of water in the crock pot with the chicken strips. You put a bag of mixed vegetables or canned vegetables, whatever kind of vegetables you want to put in it. Whatever vegetables you like with your chicken pot pie, I guess you could say. And you season it with a little bit of salt and pepper and a little bit of Italian seasoning. And then if you want to spice it up, you can throw some Cajun seasoning in there just to give it a little heat, but that's your choice. But anyway, you go ahead and you put all that in the crock pot and you cook it for about 4 hours. And then after the 4 hours, you're going to make some rice. Just cook rice however you cook it. And then you're going to put it in the... after you cook the rice, you're going to put it in the crock pot for the last hour and let it kind of soak up some of the juice. And what happens is the reason why you use breaded chicken strips is it makes like a gravy. And then when you add the rice, you also add a can of cream of mushroom or cream of chicken soup, whichever you prefer. I prefer cream of mushroom, but everybody's different. So you do that. And I call it chicken crock pot pie. It's very simple, very easy, and somewhat inexpensive. But that's one of my favorites, but it also has become something my wife makes me cook almost every week. So she really enjoys it. All right, we're gonna put. Let's see. Which counter? Yeah, we're going to put this counter in there for now. The other ones we're going to sell. Everything else we're going to sell. So let's just put the camera. But yep, that is one of my favorite new recipes. And we have it almost every week. That's how much my wife loves it. So, very simple but very good recipe. Was that an elegant traveler ship? It was. Alright. Lots of stuff. Here's Big Dave's dirty hoe. Let's catch up on check. Texas Danger, how's it going? Yeah, it's a good one. I use frozen chicken strips. Yeah, just any kind, whatever brand you prefer. Um, okay. Okay, well, I'm gonna definitely put. I'm gonna do at least one recipe a week. I'm gonna add that channel. Um, Tomorrow, and I will put a recipe in there. At least I may do two. All right, so they are done. I think. Looks like, and she's got one more. Let's see here. Yeah, sure. Why not? Just put it in the middle of everything. Alright, let's put, put that right there. Can't walk in my store anymore, but that's okay. Means we have lots of stuff. But yeah, I will share at least one recipe every week. And I'll just make that a Sunday thing. Since I don't really do a whole lot of streaming on Sunday, I only do one usually on Sundays. Because I have church in the morning and choir practice and a Bible study at night. So, alright, she's done. He's done. Yep. Alright. But yeah, I'll start sharing some recipes. I have lots of different crock pot recipes and other recipes. I will mix it up. Alright, how much time do we have? We have 20. We got enough time for one more day, I think. Oh, we do have a lot of stuff in here. Tell you what I'm gonna do. Yeah. Alright, so we've got this shelf and this shelf in here. We're gonna put those in the van. Because I have an idea of what to do with the cafe down there. We're just going to make as much money as we can before we go to sleep. We'll help him out a little bit. You. What you got?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll go put these in here. Okay. Alright. We'll go ahead and go to sleep. And we will open up. Let Bill sell some stuff today. And we're gonna go do another fishing run. Fishing and metal detecting run. Alright. Oh, about to storm where you are? Yeah, we hadn't had any rain in a while. It sprinkled for about 30 minutes the other day, and that was it. We hadn't had rain in several weeks. Yeah, it's been a while since it rained here. It hadn't been quite that long, but it's been several weeks since we had a good rain. Oh yeah. After this, I have after this stream is over, which will be over here in about 10 minutes. I'll be doing TCG Card Shop Simulator, and then after that, I will be doing Storage Hunter Hard Mode. So at 6 o'clock ish, it'll be TCG Card Shop Simulator, and then around 9 o'clock, I will be doing Storage Hunter Simulator Hard Mode. So, literally streaming till about 11 o'clock tonight, my time. Right now it is 5:38, and so the next stream is going to be starting at 6 to give me time to eat real quick and go to the bathroom and stuff. But yeah, we're going to get all this stuff done. Just trying to fill up my inventory, but we may not. We're close. Guess we could go over to the cabins and fill up that way. If there's anything there. Well, there is a garbage can here. So. Hold just a little bit of money. But yeah, we will be doing 2 more streams today. Yeah, doing pretty good. Yeah, I just decided that today was going to be an all-day stream because, or a day of all-day streams, not a one stream, but streaming all day. I missed a couple of days earlier in the week because of some, well, I had a really bad headache one day, and then the other day I didn't feel good the next day either, so I didn't stream for a couple of days. And I haven't put out near as many videos as I usually do this week, but I'm hoping to get all that sorted out. Okay, just a lamp. Okay. Do we do this? Let's check this door. We got just a picture frame. Alright. Got room for 2 more things. Nothing there. Nothing there. And of course, we're going to get more than what we can carry. Let's see if we can put some more in the van. Oh yeah, we're good. It's this one. Alright. Cool. Let's see what she's got. We got 3 spots. Anything good? Not really. We'll take the camera. Alright, we got dirty. Alright, so we're going to leave it right here in the middle of the day. We're going to go ahead and just close the store down. I'm going to save it so I can eat before the next stream, which will be starting in about 15 minutes. I do appreciate everybody being here with me today. This is Yark, and if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, that like button, that notification bell, and also don't forget to leave comments. And thank y'all for all the support. I do appreciate it. You guys rock. I love you guys. I hope y'all have a blessed day, and I hope to see you in the next one. Take it easy. Bye-bye.